Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the thing too because I like. If you haven't been able to tell, I like clipping stuff that I find funny.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, we
And
are
I
now
thank you
live.
so much for that.
It's good for archiving. I'm an archive slut. Let's be real. Um, but let's get a recap of what happened last week with our mighty adventurers.
We came back. We went back to the town. We decided to go check out the statues, which weren't really statues. I wasn't that surprised about that, not gonna lie.
Mhm.
I mean, and whenever there's like weird statues in a dungeon, you're always like, "Oh, that's people." Um, yeah,
Yeah.
you always kind of automatically assume. But after that, um, so we found what was it? Oh God, what's the name?
Regier
The
Morgan.
or the
no, not Regier. The creatures that we found.
Cockatrice. We found a
yes.
Yeah,
cockatrice
we
nest.
found cockatrice, and that's what was pausing everyone. Not pausing everyone, petrifying everyone. I mean, I guess they were paused. And then we found the lady who was trying to train them.
Mm.
Not very well, I guess.
I
And then
mean,
she was like, "There's a runaway um
Criminal.
criminal from Cardamanga. Yeah,
mhm.
yeah.
Who's
Aha.
a child.
Happened to be a child, and we were like, hang on, that is an infant.
Hmm.
And so then we were like, well, we can't just turn in this infant. So instead, we pretended to kill him. And she believed it because she rolled a nat 1. And then we
Mhm.
brought him. No, wait, we haven't brought him back, have we?
You have.
Yes, we brought him back, and he's living in Thane's basement.
He's living in
Because
Thane's
he's a
basement.
vampire, so he can't
Right.
leave.
Which is a lot less creepy than it sounds.
Wait,
Isn't he
it is
like,
a lot less creepy than it sounds. Okay, so
isn't
there
he
we go.
like 4 years younger than Thane?
No.
No, because he's
No.
He's 16 and he looks 12.
Mhm.
How old is Thane?
Around early 50s, late 40s. I
Oh,
never
so-
put that down on paper because
But that is
he's
like
adopted.
that's like
An elf
20s
baby.
and yeah.
That's like an
Yeah.
4-year-old.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. The dogs
Child
just started
raising a
getting
child.
yeah. As a heads up, the dogs are starting to wrestle in the other room right now. So,
puppies.
just yeah, they
Dogs.
might.
Yeah, if
pop
you
in the
hear a
background.
really deep rumbling, it's because my cat is breathing and purring next to the microphone.
Oh,
Aw.
baby.
I love that.
All right. So there were a couple of things that you mentioned wanting to do last week. You mentioned wanting to contact the Broken Oaths to learn more about the nature of the ritual itself. You wanted to learn more about dragons and Albertine. You wanted to look at God Talar's, like try and Al Capone him, essentially.
Also, I didn't see your jacket until now, and I very much so appreciate it, Casey.
Thank
Or
you.
is that a blanket?
It's actually it's a little fleece hoodie.
Nice.
That is amazing.
Yup.
I
No,
love
I
that
want
pattern,
it.
so I had to mention it.
thanks. Um, what's the party looking to do, and how?
I would like to speak to the Broken O's, but
That's probably the easiest step to take.
mhm.
Yeah.
How long do
contact
we
them.
have? Like, is this like a week since this happened since we got out of the underground?
I'm assuming that like a day has passed since the underground. And this is kind of like hashtag next steps. The party can choose to have as much or as little downtime as they want. However, like I warned you last week, the world is now on a timer. So, however much time you take, the world continues moving. And sometimes that's a good thing, and sometimes you get blindsided.
We could get hit by a meteor, for all we know.
Hooray.
That's the other campaign.
Yeah.
GG, go next, everyone.
Did you know where you? Okay. Yeah, that's the first point that Thane wants to do. I know Avery wanted to talk with them as well. I don't remember who else did.
Oh, you two are the most tolerable members to them.
Hey, I had a date with one of them.
In the other world, yeah. Oh god, we're gonna see
Oh,
Reese. That's
yeah.
so awkward.
That is true.
Wait, so everybody, like everyone from this universe was in the other universe.
I
Correct?
mean,
We
yes,
saw
but
versions
whether,
of them.
but whether
Yes,
or not
versions of it.
whether or not they had the
Were
same vision that
conscious.
you exactly like, you saw an alternate universe of this world.
Okay.
So,
I'm just thinking.
do you use your sending stone to contact Coralad?
Yes, I will use my sending stone.
And what do you say?
What's up, bitch?
Hey, what's up, bitch? No.
WYD.
Yeah,
you
what you doing?
What you doing? Thane would most likely be saying along the lines of, "Hello, my group has been."
Trying to contact you about your cursing.
Sorry, my headphones definitely glitched out, but I put together.
Yeah, there's really one
So
option where that was going.
I was at 6 words. Wait, what did I say before this?
Let's start over.
Yeah, let's start over. I want to talk to the group to see what I should say. What should I say, everyone?
Ask him if he if Ransom remembers anything.
No, we'll deal with that later. And his name was Reason.
Reason? Whatever.
Yeah.
His name was Raisin.
Reason,
Just
Ransom, whatever. He was
tell
hot.
him that we, as a group, would like to speak to him about
Things that have
things
happened.
to do with Albertine. And we would like to meet with them in person.
Okay.
Above table, you should give a sense of urgency or inurgency. So
there is a sense of urgency.
As soon as possible.
ASAP.
Related matters. And then it's hyphenated, so it's one word.
And then at the end, it's just bitch help.
Yeah.
Bitch help. We saw a dragon.
Bitch help.
Yeah, just we would like to speak to you and your group as soon as possible to discuss things about Albertine and dragons.
And
bitch help.
Bitch help. I like the bitch help.
And just hell.
Okay. And I want to make sure I'm not misremembering. They know that you guys encountered the Shadow and Mirage dragons at this point.
They know that we touched the doors. They know we found the doors. I think that's it.
I told them that I've talked to the dragon. I know that.
They know that Thane talked to the dragon. They know that we as a group found the doors.
Yes.
Sounds good. So you send that, ending the sending with bitch help.
Bitch help.
Bitch help.
There's a pause, and then you get the response back. We'll send second sending. Need to know where to meet you. That was 11. Have bed ready. If there's not a teleportation circle. We'll be there tonight.
I guess we tell them that we're staying at your dad's tavern?
I was gonna say the place that me and you first met, which would have been my dad's tavern.
That's true.
But he wouldn't have thought it like that, so I'm not
No,
gonna say
no,
that.
you could just
No.
say, the tavern,
My,
Dad's
yeah,
tavern.
my father's tavern.
Okay. And so, like, we'll just say he sends that second, his end of the sending stone just to let you know there's an open line of communication. You send back Dad's tavern. Is there anything people would want to do during the day? Or are we good with skipping to that evening?
Nothing that like requires actual like doing, because Robert just wants to start fixing up the church for his house, but
Yeah.
I want to work on those daggers, but I don't know what you as a DM want me to do in order to create things.
Which daggers are you talking about? The daggers that petrify?
Yeah.
So those would be an uncommon item, requires attunement. So you've got half of the components with it. So I believe an uncommon item costs 200 golds of components to make. So for each dagger, you would need to get an additional 100 golds worth of components. But I'll say that you can start working on them even without that, just starting to get the time ahead on that.
Okay, cool.
And it takes, I believe, 2 work weeks to craft an uncommon item as an artificer.
An uncommon item takes 80 hours of work to complete.
Okay.
Yeah.
Today's going to be either a great day or a really bad day. I just rolled 2 d20s. I got a 1 and a 20. So, we're going to see how it goes.
Let's
Nice.
go.
I did,
This
by the
is
way,
gonna be
send
great.
you my ideas for how those would function. You don't have to look at it right now, but that is in the chat.
Oh, okay. I don't have a chat open right now.
Yeah.
And I can't, because, like, I stream with Discord, and my phone was too low on battery for me to pull off the charger, so...
You don't have to look right now, but it's there.
Sounds good.
Okay. That's all I want to know. So spend the day working on those. Get 8 hours out of the way.
Sounds good.
Can I do a Arcana check for a spell?
Yes, you may. All
Big
right.
money.
So that evening, a little after dinner time, there is a pop as several figures appear in the main room of the tavern. Would you have Regier out at this point, or would you have let him know to like kind of chill in the basement?
I would have told him to chill in the basement.
Sounds good.
But I know he's going to be listening because he's curious.
That kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll deal with that one later. There's a pop as several figures appear. There's Coralad, Weatherby, Hilpris, and Reason. And Reason looks very worn. Practically is being held up by Hilpris, who is Coralad's twin sister, as a reminder. And Coralad will look over to Thane and nod over at Reason and go, we're going to need that bed now.
I'm going to show him to one of the rooms that I've been able to fix up before it has gotten really bad, like, in the time. I don't know if this is going to be good enough, but this is what we got for now.
When you say that, Reason goes, is it a place I can sleep in peace and quiet?
Yes, it is.
Then it's good enough. And
okay. I'm going to open the door.
Face first into the bed, curls up, is already napping by the time you close the door.
What happened to him? I'm going to look at the other two.
Hilpris will look over at the closed door, but kind of like almost to assess how loud she's able to talk, but then she remembers like how heavy he can sleep, and she goes, well, it's a bit above his head to cast such a powerful spell. Wears him out.
Okay.
And they'll gesture to go back down. Like, it's funny, like they almost like tell you where to go in a way, like out of habit, but like there's a moment of realization, and like Hilper's sort of like
They're in my house now.
exactly, you know. But like last time they were here, this was sort of, you know, their place, and you were the one running around.
Yeah.
So Coralad will take a seat with the other two of his party, and I imagine like you're at like a long table or a circular table.
I have purposely set up a longer table in the. I have basically pushed together like the few tables that we still had that weren't broken, and I was like, this is as good as we can get.
Sounds good. And Coralad will look around the room and give a nod. You guys did well here. I'm glad to see it returned.
It's not fully there yet. It will be soon.
Pretty damn close. So, what was this that you needed our help with?
It's like more darkish in the tavern. Like, I don't really like Thane doesn't need sunlight or need like light because he has dark vision, all that kind of stuff. So it's a little bit darker, and his wings are gonna come out. I'm gonna say, "Can you explain this?"
And he nods. You've seen Albertine.
Yep.
And he smiles, and there is a similar set of wings behind his back now. And then Hilpris, and same thing with Weatherby.
Damn, I'm not that special. Okay, got it.
Right. Yes, you are, Thane.
Well, when you say that, Coralad will shake his head, and he'll go, "No, you're not. But
Damn it.
it means
Ouch.
your family."
Savage.
There.
Which he feels like the way that he says it, though, being family is more important than being special. So like it sounds like a diss, but in reality, not the worst.
Not as much of a diss as it could be.
And he looks over at the rest of the party and asks, "So do we have any cousins?"
If you do this,
I mean-
it's gonna be real awkward.
Oh, no!
Wait a minute.
It was wholesome, then it
Dying.
wasn't.
Holy shit.
Well done.
My line of
Well
thought is
done.
completely gone.
Well done.
Oh my god.
That's everyone. Good game.
It's been a good campaign, everyone.
Avery's
Signing
kind of
off.
slumped into his chair, and he just... We've actually seen her twice.
That confuses the shit out of him. And Coralad goes, "I thought that once you went through the doors once, you couldn't go there again."
Well,
It wasn't through the doors.
You found another way to her.
No.
Yes and no. We had a experience.
Goddamn.
And not of the fun kind that you're
It was
thinking.
not a drug trip, just a clarification.
With a alternate plane of reality. Not a different plane,
Jesus
but like an
Christ.
alternate, not this universe thing. And we
reality.
saw her there.
This sounds like some reason shit. And he stands up
You
and...
know, speaking of,
Oh, Jesus.
he
Thane
was
is
actually
going to
there
go.
too.
Thane is going to walk over to the kitchen area and be like, "So I've made food. Do we want drinks as well now?
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
I'll get
Got
my
it.
glasses. Avery
And,
goes to help.
While you guys are setting up food, Carlad gets a broom and starts jabbing at the ceiling, telling Reason to wake up. And there's some swearing you hear from, above. How
Son
he's
of a
trying to...
bitch.
Yeah,
We
And
put on a
he-
pot of coffee for him.
please do.
I will put on a pot of coffee.
A cot of coffee.
Caught a pot.
I caught myself. I caught myself.
And Reason makes his way down, looking tired as hell, but he sits down. And you all, I imagine, repeat what you just said. And
Apparently, you're the alternate universe guy.
no, I'm the wizard guy. And he
Yeah,
takes
close enough.
a deep
Potato,
drink.
potato.
And then he looks over at Archimedes, and he goes, Don't you know anything about alternate realities and other planes? I see that wizard hat."
I mean, I think they're making it all up.
Yeah, he just thinks we're crazy. So
Yeah.
Well, you could be crazy, and you could be right. So, there's
I told you guys.
different realities that exist, and when the planes are in at odds with one another, or even harmonizing a little too well. And he pauses, takes another long drink of his coffee, and realizes with a frown that it's empty. And he gives Thane like an apologetic look as he
Walk back over again. I pour him another cup. I go like, you know what? I just walk over.
with the
I set them both in front of him and say, I'm not coming back over here. And I'm gonna walk back and start taking food.
and he'll pour it as he pours it. He goes, "A man after my own heart," just and drinks it. And he'll go, "Or they harmonize too well, and in certain moments you might be able to cross paths and trade consciousness, or look it through the eyes like one would a familiar, with other versions of yourself." And it sounds like something like that is what happened. Unless it's some Fae shit. Then I can't explain any of that.
I don't think it was
a little
fair.
of both, potentially.
Possibly. I had encountered a Mirage Dragon, who mentioned something about the planes converging. Do you think it had something to do with that?
Was it the Mirage Dragon with Albertine?
Was it Casey? I was gone for that day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Valeria. Yeah, she's been saying that for a long time. She ain't wrong, but she's still been saying that for a long time. Takes another sip. He looks over at Robbie. "You look familiar. Have we met before?"
Jesus.
I think we met in my dreams once.
Yes.
Well,
Avery's just watching with rapt attention.
he looks at it, takes it in stride. "All right. Well, was I nice in your dreams?"
So, but I don't mind.
"That's fine. I've been called so a lot. And boring.
You seem okay.
You seem okay too." Takes
Oh,
another
by the way,
sip.
everyone, this is Robert. He's a new friend
This
of ours.
is Robbie.
And,
Wait, have they met Flax yet? I don't think they've met Flax either.
I don't
Have
think
they
so.
not met Flax? Flax has been here
No.
longer, so I forget.
Mhm.
I've definitely been present for a conversation, but I've just kind of been going with it.
Mhm.
Fair enough.
I think it's
Very fair.
Hilpris, because Hilpris is the tallest out of them all, which makes it funny because Flax is the shortest out of all of you, and the two of you are sitting next to one another, and like she keeps accidentally like elbowing you in the head, like 100% by accident, and she's like, oh, sorry. And eventually she just scooches your chair a little bit over Flax, and she'll like kind of pass like the next time your flask is empty, she'll fill it up for you in apology.
Mm-hmm.
And Coralad will look at Thane and go, "This I feel like there's a bit more to what's going on besides just confirming whether or not you're not crazy."
I
Yes,
wanted to ask you some questions, actually.
All right. Fire
This
away.
one was mainly for Avery, yes.
I
We have a
wanted
lot
to
of
know
questions.
if you know anything about the ritual that actually happened with the matriarchs. Not the what they were trying to do, not the they were getting power, yes, I understand that, but what did they actually do for that?
Hmm. Well,
How did they go about it?
that's information I'm not quite comfortable sharing, but I could give you the the abridged notes and not quite the exact details of how the ritual goes, but more or less they had to essentially split their souls amongst one another so that they can assume a part of Valeria's soul. But
Valeria?
because, yes, the Mirage Dragon, to summon her from the Feywilds, she was a kind of the queen of dragons there, only meant to be used in times of need. Her heart is pure, and she exists to help. And so they were seeking for her help to put an end to the war. But the other matriarchs backed out, leaving just our grandmother to take on the weight of a dragon. And no
I
one
mean-
person can do that.
That is terrible, but when you originally told us this story, you said that they backed out because it would have killed them. So is it a deadly endeavor or not?
Could be, could not be. It's there's a lot of things about magic that even people like Reason and your owl friend there, no matter how much they study, there's so many uncertainties. Regardless of whether it would kill them or not. Not to sound crass, but 5 lives to save thousands, I'd do it in a heartbeat. Any one of us would.
Thane is just standing there. He listens to that. He nods and then just keeps going.
Yes, well, to parrot your own words, you're not exactly special for that.
We're not You said, you promised
What?
we weren't gonna be like this.
I promised other people that I would be on my worst behavior.
Robbie, we will throw down.
And he looks back at you and goes, "I would hope we're not special in that."
While we were in this other world, plane, whatever the hell it was, with the other us's, there was a issue involving a chaos dragon crashing into their city.
Reason looks like you smacked him when you say a chaos dragon.
Yeah, I was hoping you might know something about that.
I ain't know nothing good about it.
Yeah. They're not the most pleasant of creatures. Very cold, very dark, very scared.
Yeah, it ain't so much the creatures as much as what happens when they're around.
What it brings.
Exactly. What did you see?
We saw it crash land. And then we saw Albertine.
She showed up in the form of a dragon hunter in that world, someone who was just an expert with them, uh, to help us handle it.
Well, it's good to hear that good old Albertine's got 2 legs instead of 4 in some reality.
It's quite cool looking, not gonna lie. Slightly scary, but
As all grandmothers should be.
yeah.
She was a very impressive woman.
Very powerful
Kind of
as
want to beat her
well.
when I grow up.
Coralad is nodding nostalgically. You get the sense that like he knew her before she was a dragon.
But in having to deal with that chaos dragon and seeing it and everything that happened, we found out how they're formed. And I'm very curious about that. So,
What do you mean? Coralad will speak up.
Albertine became what she is. I saw her with Thane. Because she kind of fused with the Mirage Dragon in a way. And I was just wondering exactly how wise it is to try and remove her from where she is, given what we know.
I don't know. In all honesty, most of our family members have met her once, and exactly once, since she got stuck in that liminal space. We've had reason try and study up as much as he could, but the tomes are few and far between. And we've tried to seek the counsel of other dragons, but unfortunately most reside in the Empire now. And so, they're well guarded by the Empire guards. But, and Reasons gets the wizard eyes going on at this point, and kind of speaks over Coralad. Perhaps if we could unite forces, we could go on a journey to one of these dragon lairs.
You know we're wanted by the Empire, right?
Are you wanted by dragons?
Not that I know of.
Not yet.
Then fuck the Empire.
Fair enough. Okay, I like it.
And Reason will go. Perhaps when it's good for the both of us, we can try and unite and get some answers from one of the dragons of old. We know where a couple are, and we would have to give them a mighty fine gift. I'm willing to help with that. And he looks at Coralad and Hilpris and Weatherby usually he's very laid back, but this time he's sort of taken. We all are gonna help with that because he doesn't want to miss out on this opportunity. And well, we could go over which dragon we might want to get some information from and what the kind of things they like, and then figure out a date, and then we could get some answers that we all want, I think.
How long would that take to plan?
I heard Cass, Kip, what'd you say?
How long would that take to plan?
Reasonable think. Well, most of the layers are deep within the mountains, and um, there's probably some defenses for the dragons to keep just anyone from being able to go. They probably have some. I mean, the Empire guards the caves, making sure that ain't nobody can go through. But then there's probably either creatures or beings that live underground outside of the Empire's purview that serve the dragon specifically and appease the dragon and make sure that anyone that wants to see them is worth their salt. So we got to figure out what they want and be prepared to have to make multiple trips perhaps to make it happen. And then we have to think about what we have to give the dragon in exchange for such information. Do any of y'all speak Draconic?
I do.
Nope.
Oh no.
And he'll nod and he'll go, well, then Archimedes, you're going to have to be our ambassador with
Ah.
this.
You're all gonna die.
I
Oh
can't
God!
speak
Oh, no.
Draconic, but can I?
Did you cast tongues on?
I'm trying to
Us?
find it. Not yet. No.
I know
can't.
Archimedes can, but I doubt he will.
Mm.
Archimedes, will you cast tongues on us so we can speak to the dragon?
If I knew that spell,
Comprehend
Oh, you
language
don't?
is a level
I swear
2.
you have
Oh.
tongues.
why would I need that?
True. Fair. Very fair.
I forget above table, tongues, does that only affect one creature, though?
Yeah,
Think so.
I think so.
Yeah, the creature. And that's at least it's not a concentration.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I can learn that.
Oh.
Think you could... Can you learn it and twin it?
I can. Am I allowed to use my meta magic off of spell scrolls?
Let me look... Let me look at the meta magic.
Now that could be busted.
It could be.
When you cast a spell
That
that
could be
targets only
very-
one creature, and then spell scroll 5e. Spell is on your... And you could cast it spell without... Yeah, no, you can twin from a spell scroll.
So if we get a couple of tongue spell scrolls, I can just pop it onto everybody, most likely.
Now, do bear in mind that it only lasts an hour, so you're probably going to have to anticipate...
Wait. I can pop it
Yeah.
onto 2 people, because I only have enough meta magic to twin once. So I could give 2 additional people on top of him an hour of ability to talk to the dragons.
Because, what was I gonna say? I think, so pretty much, like, they just needed, like, 1 or 2 people from each of the parties to be ambassadors, so, having 1 spell scroll and then eventually ultimately having 3 different people from your party would be enough. You don't have to make multiple spell scrolls. And you would know that you would only use that spell scroll when you're actually with the dragon. You won't need it for the... because most people still speak common,
I know.
even if they prefer Draconic, so you wouldn't have to use that until you're in the lair.
I figured that's when it would be used.
Mm-hmm. Well, it seems like y'all have a plan. We know the locations of a couple of metallic and gem dragons. We probably want to go with well, here's the other question. An ancient dragon. Well, that one would probably know more than anything, but to appease them is going to be mighty costly. As opposed to a younger dragon, may know a little less, but would be easier to get in their good graces because they haven't been around as long as the ancient. So I guess we should narrow it down. Do we want to talk to someone that's really old or just a little old?
What is the difference between the ages you're talking about?
Well,
Could be 1,000 or it could be 100. I would rather pay a higher price for the 1,000.
I'm 1 second. I gotta pull up Fizzbands. I don't have that memorized. Dragon lifespan. An adult dragon is about 100 to a couple hundred years old. An ancient dragon, closer to 1,000 years old.
When is the time period that would like? I'm trying to do the math here.
Well, it goes more by power than age, but I think
Yeah.
the youngest ancient dragon I've ever read of was 800 years old, give or take a couple of years.
Okay. I say we go for an adult. Anybody else?
I want to get as much information as possible.
Yeah.
So the ancient might be a good idea.
You also have to equate in location as well, how close it is.
Oh, we
Well-
can get anywhere.
Well, more of how close it is to one of those doors.
Exactly.
Well, mind you, if we have time to rest, I could teleport us anywhere on this continent.
We could go there right now.
We don't have
Empty-handed
anything
and
to give it right now. You
Exactly.
don't go
Yeah.
into a dragon lair without a gift.
unless you're looking to die real quick and real fiery.
So what kind of
Probably not.
presents are we talking? Because you keep saying it's gonna be expensive, but what kind of expense? You're talking about like $500 gift card,
Depends
some
on the dragon.
diamonds.
What's a gift card?
You know, okay, so
It,
No.
what do you mean?
It
no?
depends on the dragon. You see, there's certain dragons that want something handmade, and so it's more time that would cost us with that one. There's some dragons that like stories, so another one that will take time. Perhaps we have to bring a lot of people with good stories to tell. Some of them like gold, and then it'll be real costly in terms of how your wallet's gonna feel. Others want deeds done. Perhaps there's resources they need and gathering. So it really depends on what kind of dragon we're going for, and then that individual dragon's goals. And I think, and he nods at Archimedes, between the two of us, once we narrow down what we're willing to give or able to give, we can narrow down what kind of dragon we're going to go for, and then you and I can dig around on lore on that particular dragon and see what its specific goals are as well.
Indeed.
Well, looks like we have a plan. Looks like we're going to be working together a little bit more.
Well, I look forward to it.
Finally. He says that under his breath so no one hears it.
I love it.
Can I
what's-
make a perception check really quick?
about what?
I want to see if Ragier is listening to this.
How would you try and figure that out? Because like even if he's just sitting there quietly,
I meant as in like if he is like, but like I'm looking around, like if the kitchen light is on and I see two
Oh,
little
okay.
shadows,
Got it.
two little shadows right next to the door for his feet, then he'd
Got
just
it.
be listening in. Yeah.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. Yeah. I rolled a natural 1.
That kid could be anywhere. You hear
Yeah.
like a small sound in the kitchen, and you look over and you think maybe it's him, but it could also be like a one of Athleon's rats running over to get a little packet of flour because Ath ran out at home.
You could even be in the walls.
Yeah. Never mind. Never mind.
I bet that kid's in the walls.
Oh, probably. I bet he's above us right now.
And Reason will go. We could figure out the specifics later, but I could send a messenger pigeon to give some information on the local ancient dragons I know the whereabouts of, and then you could pick which one you think would be a good fit, and then Archimedes and I can do a bit of digging after that.
Just for my own reference, how local is local?
It's anywhere in the Empire.
Okay.
So, and or in Brookwind. So it's just not in the Free City. So, but it's not going to be like they don't know where, like there's dragons, all over the continent, but they only know the ones that exist in the mountains in the Empire.
Okay.
And reason sending a pigeon is DM speak for I'll give you that over the week.
Right.
Okay.
Because I wasn't sure if you were going to take that or not, and I wasn't going to lore dump if you were like, nah, let's not go dragon hunting. And by dragon hunting, I mean dragon dealing, because I don't expect you to get into a fight with an ancient dragon.
Of course.
I sure as hell
I
hope
think
not.
we would get murdered instantly.
I choose life.
I think
I could
we could
take
survive.
one breath.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we could maybe survive one breath if it rolls low.
And we
Yes.
run immediately.
Yes. I think we could survive one breath. I think.
Nope.
Questionable.
Yeah, if it's like the gold dragon's weakening breath that doesn't do damage.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. And Hilpress will speak up next, and she'll go. Is there anything else that we could perhaps I don't know, compare notes on while we're here?
I have
Any
a
more Empire
question.
spies?
Well, that too.
I heard neither, but you haven't spoken up much yet, little one.
Oh yeah.
So with the Mirage Dragon, she gave me wings as well. I was wondering if you knew of anyone else she had spoken to or had also gotten wings and such.
Some of the people who married into the Broken Oaths opted to help Valeria's load. Anyone born from us, however, has only taken Albertine's burden. And Reason will cast dancing lights, and you see little gossamer fairy wings behind him. And this rough and tough guy looks back at his fairy wings and he goes, I know, I look silly.
I think it's
I
adorable.
love them.
My daughter did too. And the fairy wings disappear. And,
What was your interaction with her?
Why do you ask?
Curiosity. It was really quite peculiar. So I'm just trying to get like more information, I guess.
We both were in a tight spot, and I asked her to help lighten my load, and I'd help lighten hers. And it worked out for the best for the both of us.
Some.
What was
Uh.
it like with you?
We didn't really go into a whole lot of detail with that, Casey.
I mean,
Again,
it
that
just
was
essentially
gone.
was like, this hurts. I can't, I can't keep doing this on my own. Can you take a piece of this? And the only difference that you would have noticed is that, like, you don't dream anymore.
Oh. Okay. I guess he'll relay that. So.
Huh.
And he thinks about it, and yeah, that does happen with Valeria. But like I said, it worked out for the best for the both of us.
Do you have a way of contacting her again, or?
One more time.
Do you have a way of contacting her again?
I send to her on occasion, see if she's all right.
Is she doing okay?
No.
Bummer.
Blunt as fuck.
I mean, she's one of two dragons trying to keep the Feywild and the material plane from crashing into one another. And she's been at it for a few hundred years now. And he takes the like half-filled coffee pot and gives it to Dad, and he goes, "Hold this up for an hour, like this." And you let me know how your arm feels after an hour of that.
I'm just getting tired already.
Exactly.
Sets it down.
And he pulls it back.
I only have one more question.
What is it, Thane?
Any more spy information?
And Corlad, like, he gets like a kind of like stern look on his face, like he isn't sure whether or not he wants the party working with them or not. But Hilpris just like nudges him like that. Like, it's not subtle at all. Like, she actually nudges him so hard that like he kind of tips over in his chair a little bit, and Flax, having been the victim of her elbow for the better portion of the evening, you're like, ha, get fucked. And Corlad will right himself and roll his shoulders back, and he'll go, "There is a group of 5 that we've had our eyes on, and we know where they go. If you want to take over that one, 500 gold."
Total?
And he gives a bright grin at you, Thane. And he goes, "Well, usually family doesn't charge family."
Well, here's the thing. I'm very new. And I'm going to grab most of the plates and everything and say, "This might cover your tab."
I love that. Roll me a persuasion check.
I am not that good at persuasion. Okay. Oh, still not bad. What? That's a 6? That says 14, but okay. 9. My D&D Beyond is...
He'll look at you, Thane, and he'll go, "If you get it done quick, we'll throw something else in."
Okay. Looks like we have our homework then.
I always hated homework.
And
Me too.
Reason kind of knows what Corlad means by that, and he sighs and he takes out like a notebook and passes it over to the party. And he'll go, I'll pick this up the next time I'm here. And you pick whatever you want from that. And the notebook will essentially have a list of uncommon and rare items that do not require attunement, and the party can pick either 2 uncommon or 1 rare items. In addition to the 500 gold. Yeah. So that's another above table party decision. I want to stress the not attuned bit, because it's meant to sort of be like a party utility tool, as opposed to something that, like, you know, is like a +2 weapon or...
Yeah.
I can hear the sound of people looking up rare items on D&D
Yup.
Beyond right now.
Maybe.
Let me... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying it's because my keyboard's mechanical and the fucking tippy typies.
Oh, I too was going
I
over
wish.
to D&D Beyond as well.
How do I just look up rare?
You go to rarity. Rare requires attunement. No.
So wait, we can have 2...
Either 2 uncommon or 1 rare that does not require attunement.
Okay.
So, like, if I were to, like, talk about some of them, like, the Cape of the Montebank or Montebank, I'm not sure which one that is. That's a good, like, bug out spell, or if you're doing an escort mission. Dimensional Shackles are really good if you're dealing with, like, spy shit. Dragon Slayer, maybe not the best for what you're doing, but also a useful item in general.
Just in case.
Yeah. A folding boat. But I think that you have... Do you have a folding boat already?
No, we just have a normal boat.
Actual boat, yeah.
We got an actual boat.
So then, like, a folding boat, a handy haversack.
We already have 2 bags of holding, don't we?
You
Yeah.
do.
Okay. We could always get another immovable rod.
Dad
That's
has
all
one.
I'm saying.
We have 2.
We have 2
We already have
immovable
Yeah.
rods now.
Rod.
Sick.
Portable hole.
Oh, we
Another-
could get a black hole. We could
a
have a
necklace of fireballs.
Don't think we need that. We have Archimedes.
I love that.
He is our necklace of fireballs. We could always get a portable hole and just, if we ever get in a really tight spot where we know we're gonna die, throw down the portable hole, throw the bag of holding in it.
Another thing is you could get a rare spell scroll. That's like a good utility spell for the party.
What about the Horn of Valhalla?
1 second.
Ring of spells.
Valhalla. Berserker stats.
I know what item I want next.
Have we gone? I can't remember because we did the whole months of a different kind of campaign. Did we ever go and do the thing for ransom?
You
Nope.
mean Havoc? You
Yeah.
just love Ransom, the name.
You're
So
the
I'm
one
just
who
gonna
messed it up the first. Well, I know who else messed it up. Wasn't me. Anyways,
Yeah.
I messed it up.
yeah. Did we do the thing for Havoc?
No,
Concord?
you tried, but you got
No,
We're wanted.
I could have sworn we said that we were gonna do it after
At a
we
later date.
finished the caves. Okay, yeah, we were gonna do it after we finished the caves. That's what it was.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that, like, the longer you wait, the less friendly those two are going to be to you, and the less likely they'll give you quests in the future.
that's why we said we were gonna do it after the caves. It's just the 2-month time skip.
Yep. No, that's
Yep,
completely fine. Like, so far, you're still on track with what you promised. And yeah, the Horn of Valhalla is something that you would. But you don't know. I'm going to roll to see which one you end up getting on the D100.
Remember, I do have that candle of evocation, just in case. I always have it.
It's so good.
I don't know if I should be carrying it, though.
Why not?
Because doesn't it take... What is it? I forget. How do I use this again?
You use an action to light it, and when you light it, the minimum amount of time is 1 minute. So I think, what do you have, like 5 uses? Like it was...
Yes.
And so you would have all good aligned creatures, or chaotic good creatures, would have advantage on attack rolls, saving throws. Clerics and druids can cast first level spell slots at will. Couple of
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't read that part.
Very handy for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we do still have a druid.
Mm-hmm.
Alternatively, when you light the candle for the first time, you can cast the gate spell with it. Doing so destroys the candle.
It would have it's already used up, so you can't do that anymore.
No! I was hoping for a getaway.
Mm-hmm.
There is a spider on my wall. Where'd it go?
Time to burn down your apartment.
Where'd it go?
So what were some of the items that the party was thinking about considering if you take this quest? And like FYI, the Broken Oats don't actually have a cache of 50 rare items. It's just I wanted to give you something to choose from. Like they actually only have 3 or 4, and they're offering it to you.
Can we decide after the quest?
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
That gives us time to talk about it and think.
Sounds good.
Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to talk for the party. Please interrupt me. Okay. So are we going to... Where are these spies holed up?
Well, they're city guard. Won't be a good look, as I've heard, to assassinate them in broad daylight. He says a little tongue in cheek, given how that.
What? Who would have said that to you?
But
I feel like that shouldn't have had to be said. You'd think.
Yep.
I would think, actually. What the fuck?
But he'll go. They attend this gala every other week on a Tuesday, in a small town just outside the border of the free city. I'm sure being part of the mafia, it'll be real easy for y'all to get some fake papers and dress up.
Oh, please.
Dad's face just lights up.
Oh no.
He nudges Avery.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Oh boy.
We have to dress
Oh
up.
yes.
It's
Hell yeah, we do.
It's a noble's gala. Of course you gotta dress up.
I probably have some things that would work.
You wear
How
the
are we
coat.
feeling about my
I could wear
best
my
flannels?
coat. I love
Finally.
Tied. How's Flax feeling about dressing up?
Flax is thinking of like the one formal piece of clothing that's sitting in the attic of his home, which is very reminiscent of like the Ronald Weasley suit.
Yes.
I am so here
Yes.
for that.
Like, damn it, no.
We could always go shopping.
You can
Yeah.
go shopping, guys.
I don't have money. I looked at my inventory. I
Who
have
needs money when you
0
have a thief in
gold.
the party? Come on, Thane.
5-finger discount, kid.
Absolutely.
It's really funny. I literally have 0 gold in my inventory right now.
Oh my god.
I don't know how that happened.
You patched up a town. That's what happened.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did spend all my money on the town.
Yep.
Home renovation is expensive.
Too expensive.
But I mean, you're essentially like above table. Like, you haven't looked into this yet, but you're essentially like naturalizing yourself as like the mayors of the town, more or less. So, it'll be worth it, but gotta invest first. And reasonable go. So, you get dressed up all fancy. You make sure that you make yourselves look a little different. Then you murder the shit out of them and get out of Dodge.
Sounds easy enough.
Exactly.
Do it.
The perfect crime.
This is gonna be awful.
It's gonna go very, very badly
It's gonna go
knowing our
so
track
poorly
record.
wrong, but I love it.
But at least we get to go to a fancy party and get to dress up, guys.
You're very excited about that, aren't you?
I
know.
wonder what kind of alcohol they'll have.
Will there be food at
Probably
this?
the best kind.
The rich, noble kind.
Excellent.
Oh,
The alcohol kind, hopefully, which will get
I'm
me through this
salivating
damn
at the
thing.
thought of it.
Archimedes, what do you think? Archimedes?
Archimedes.
What do you think?
No, thank you.
Oh.
You could wear a
Oh.
little suit,
You
Uh,
A bow
could.
tie.
a little top hat.
We can make you one that matches your wizard hat.
Why don't we just kill them while they're going to the party?
Or leaving the party.
Yeah.
Well, where's the fun in that?
Excuse me,
I
we
mean-
have all expressed interest in partying.
Wait, what if we
Okay.
kill them on the way to the party and then take their place?
You have to know where
Yes.
you would have to follow them.
Easy
Damn.
enough.
We'd have to just find out where the party is. No, we're not gonna. No. We either take them out at the party or after. We can't take them out before.
Where's
Well,
their drinks?
I mean, I think that. So, pretty much to get to the party, you have to take a train to the border, cross the border, and then take a littler train from the that station out to the station where the nobles are, and from there, it's a well paved path to their house. So you're kind of going to be in the eyes of the public no matter what. So it's just a matter of where you want to kill them, and we figured that the most private place would be at the party.
Murder on the Empire Express.
Also, how do we get into into a noble party?
we
Oh,
lied
we
really
can
well.
get people.
With
Are
a
you
ring and a
sure?
lot of talking.
There's
Okay.
a
Oh, can it be one of the mask parties?
A masquerade.
I don't think it's one of those kind of parties, but if you have your
That
heart
that
set
would make
on
it so easy.
it
Would.
would be.
Probably why they're not doing it that way, though.
There's a group that we kind of know. Actually, you know what? And Corlad like huffs like, Are we made of money, Reason? No, we're not, but I'm still gonna offer it to him. Um, and he's gonna go. There's this group that we've been looking into that we're not sure whether to trust or not. They seem good, but they actually operate out of the Empire and sneak into the city often. But they seem to be operating in the city's interests, so we haven't really bothered them. But we've kept an eye from afar, and they keep going to this one tailor's shop. So I figured, two birds, one stone, because that tailor shop is mighty expensive.
That's racist.
What?
That's racist.
Oh, two birds, one stone. Oh well, I apologize, Archimedes. I understand in hindsight how that's offensive to you, but I shouldn't use that turn of phrase.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
And well, that tailor shop is mighty expensive, and you can maybe find some clothes there, figure out why this group might be going to them, and then perhaps figure out what this group is.
Dude, can you tell us anything about them other than the fact that they frequent a rich-ass tailor shop?
Name, date of birth, star sign, something like that.
Social security number? That'd be really useful.
No, just
Social
like
security number.
Well, it's a
if
bunch
you
of
have any idea what any of them look like or anything like that, guys.
Besides the fact that they're well dressed.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm getting there. I'm sorry I can't drop all the information all at once, or just pop the thoughts from my head and broadcast them all into your heads. Like,
That'd be pretty cool, though.
You should get better at that.
Pretty cool.
well, Missy, if I wanted to be sassed, I'd go back to taking care of teenagers. But anyway, so
Fox is just gonna awkwardly look towards the basement.
I was gonna say, I feel like Lance is
Do I
starting
hear
to-
anything? I'm listening. Do I hear anything?
give me a perception check.
25.
You hear a little giggle on the
God.
other side of the door. But he
Same
is
as-
he's staying in his room. He's technically doing what you asked.
I'm gonna. Does anybody want any more food?
Reason raises his hand.
Okay. And I'm gonna make my way into the kitchen, and I'm just gonna look at Rachir.
Oh no, he's in the basement.
Oh, I always thought the kitchen was behind another door, and then it was the basement. I'm sorry.
Got it.
Stomp really loudly.
Donk.
I'll get there. Well, actually, give me a history check, Thane.
Oh God. +0.
Got this, I believe in you.
7.
Passage.
Secret
tunnel.
Yeah, Regier's. You hear his voice, and a giggle come, but you don't see him anywhere, and you know that like you would have noticed if he was somewhere around here.
I'm gonna say in a hushed tone, "Come out."
I'm bisexual.
No, I thought I was in the kitchen right now. Oh, no.
No, he's talking to the teenager. He's trying to force that kid to come out.
Clip.
Say,
So rude. You have to wait until you're comfortable, and then you come out.
Sometimes it's not a safe space. You gotta-
I didn't mean it like that. God, I'm going into the kitchen to go get some food.
And yeah. What's your passive perception?
17.
You notice a little rat scurrying onto your shoe, and it kind of meerkats on your toe.
Way to
and
pick
you
it up.
notice, yeah, the eyes of the rat are very, instead of the beady black eyes, are the color of Regier's eyes.
I was gonna look at him like this, like, are you
I'm so
trying to
cold.
get caught?
No. But I'm
Then
inside the
go
basement
back.
right now.
I hate how you're smart, and I'm gonna put down the rat, and I'm gonna grab the food. I'm gonna go back outside.
And as you go back outside, you just hear, "That looks tasty."
There's some extra in there.
Um, I love it. And Reason is fucking exhausted and hungry, so he just goes ham on it. And like after like 3 bites, he remembers that there was a question, and he just goes, "They're crow people."
Oh,
People.
Cool. Okay.
that'll make it easy.
And one of them has a weird cat bird kind of pet thing.
A weird cat bird kind of pet thing.
Trestle.
It's a bit. It's kind. I thought it was one of those too, but imagine a tressum, if it came from hell.
Ooh.
Nice.
So just a cat.
Oh,
You don't like cats, Archimedes?
He's a bird.
No.
A cat with wings.
That's so
An
cool, though.
abomination. The crime against the gods.
I feel like you have a little
people
bit
in
too much
glass
passion
houses
for this.
shouldn't throw stones.
I don't live in a glass house. I live in a stone tower.
Okay.
Okay. Well, seems like
The
we had a
name of this
great
organization,
meeting.
or
Yeah, never mind.
No.
okay.
I just call them the crow people that go to the fancy tailor shop.
I feel like it's a little bit long-winded, but we can work on it.
I mean, it is descriptive.
It is pretty
you know.
descriptive.
It is. So, do you know what all they do, or like
Is it
what
the
what
tailor
kind of?
shop?
Well, I mean, like kind of like you know, do they smuggle or do they kill people, or like how are they operating? Like, do we know anything about their what they do?
Not really, if I'm being honest. Strangely enough, I can't follow them. I try, and I tire myself out like no one's business trying to scry on them, and I just can't. I just can't ever. And the times that we have been able to have someone follow them, it's just walking around the city, going into the tailor shop, and walking out, and none of us are exactly.
Do they require that much clothing?
I don't think so. They wear the same damn things all the time.
So I'm starting to think that maybe,
Maybe a front.
just
God.
maybe, this tailor shop might not tailor.
Avery just puts his head down on the table.
Maybe they also have snacks.
Exactly.
We will go
Who's
talk to the crow people. We will go talk to them, and we'll get fancy clothing.
Can I make a request? Can we call this operation a murder most foul?
Oh.
I grab Dad by the back of the shirt and throw him.
I'm gonna go
That's
help
his
you and
laughing
get a fist
hysterically.
bump.
Yes.
Avery just looks at Dad on the ground. Just, he kind of deserves that one. Helps him up.
How far could I throw Dad?
Do the math thing.
he dies instantly.
What's your strength?
Pretty far. I'm only a 14, but
What's 14 times 15?
14
number.
times 15?
Yeah.
That would be your carrying capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the 10.
Give me a second. I have a
210.
calculator.
And Dad's kind of twinky. Like, you could probably toss
Yeah.
him a solid 10 feet.
I throw him. I'm like, no.
210.
Oh.
Like, I just want Dad to be sitting down in the chair, and like all you see is just a hand come out, and he's just gone.
Now,
He
party, I
accepts
think
it.
that enough of you are intelligent enough to kind of also think that because you have to figure out like so. Reason told you that this Kenku operates primarily in the Empire, but seems to operate in the interest of the Free City, or at least neutrally, at worst. And if you're trying to get information on what towns might be a good place for Concord and Havoc to have their second shop, if things go over
Hey.
well, maybe you'll be able to cross off that quest as well.
That'd be nice.
That's 2 things in our pocket.
Mm-hmm. And they don't give you a gold amount, but they essentially go the better the info, the better the gold.
Perfect. We can do that.
The bar is pretty low on info that we could collect about these people,
Any info will work.
besides the tailor shop.
So, and you get the sense that like I mean the tailor shop is always going to be there. And but you don't know when the birds are coming, so you're probably going to have to figure out a way to get that information from the tailors somehow. But I don't think that any of you would have like gone there before. But it is the Rads at Han Tailor Shop. RADZ AT HAN.
I'm sorry, can you spell that again?
Yes, please.
It's okay. RADZ AT HAN. Rods at Han.
All the dashes. Okay.
They're dashing.
No. Okay. So it looks like we got a mission. Okay.
Yep.
We've got multiple missions.
So they're gonna stay the night because Reason wants to at least get one night's sleep under his belt. So party, why don't we have some discussion time? Because at least then you could figure out what you want to do in the morning, and if there's any clarification questions, they'll still be around in the morning. But after that, they're peacing out.
I personally don't have anything on the top of my head, so.
Can we talk without them hearing?
Yes.
Fantastic. So, do we want to tell them that we absorbed a chaos dragon?
I feel like
Probably, I forgot about that.
I
How could you
purposely
forget
didn't
about
tell
that?
them.
I didn't realize that they were so involved with dragons as to call them family.
Oh, it's complicated. Their grandmother, the matriarch of their clan, tried to bind herself to the dragon and ended up getting sucked into a liminal plane in between ours and the Feywild, and it's kind of stuck there. And then when she did that, she kind of turned into this twisted black dragon.
Shadow
So-
Dragon.
Did
Well,
we
that-
absorb their family?
Sucks.
I don't think
That's a
so.
little.
No, that's not.
That is their family.
Almost their
Outright.
family. They're not related to all dragons. Just the one.
Hmm.
I'm gonna look at Robbie and I'm going to snap my fingers and the mask is gonna appear on my face and say, "This is what the dragon looked like." And disappear.
Yeah, it's all twisted.
Yeah. It looks like
Gross.
Obito's mask.
Listen, I've seen some weird shit. That is weird.
Yeah. So do we want to tell them about that in the morning, or do we want to like keep that to ourselves for a little while?
It may be helpful for rapport building, because, I mean, tonight went okay, but like we need to like
Get their trust.
yeah,
Be
like
nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I feel like that's a pretty big thing. Especially, it may go over pretty well, I guess.
Alright.
You can use all the help you can get, basically.
Are they staying in the tavern?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
It's the tavern. What?
True.
Where do you think guests are gonna stay when they come to the town?
God.
Hey.
Christ
Hey.
thing.
Hey. This
You can always come stay at
How
our
dare
place
they
or send the kid over
Oh.
if you don't want to deal with that.
You can
I just
stay at
want-
my house.
Very true. No, I was just wondering because of Ragier. That's what I was wondering.
It'll be okay.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Even if they see at this point, if they see him, okay.
It doesn't matter.
Well,
I don't think they're gonna hurt him.
Yeah.
okay. Well, you know what? I'm
We
not
know-
gonna make him eat dinner in the basement. Okay. I'm
Now
gonna
that
go
we've
get Ragier.
finished the big boy discussions that he listened to every single word of, you might as well let
Yep.
him out.
That's just
Yeah.
how kids are.
Yeah,
Ragier.
I remember
I just
being
want
a
the
kid.
rat to come up and climb
You
onto
still
my
are a
shoulder.
kid.
No,
Yep.
no,
And you
He
feel
is
the
20.
moment.
You're a kid.
You feel the moment where the rat goes from, like Ragier controlling it to being a rat again.
And I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna grab it as soon as that happens and go like, never doing that again. And I'm gonna walk outside and just send it.
Yeet the rat.
Yeet the rat real quick.
And Ragier will, because here's the thing, he primarily, he needs to feed on blood, but he does
I thought he was a vampire.
but he does still eat barely cooked meat, very rare steak and stuff like that. So
Oh, I'm gonna hate cooking for him.
A nice blue steak.
yeah. I hate blue cooked steak.
That's because it's gross.
It is.
Yes.
But that is exactly how that's that's the most human food he can eat at this point. And so he'll just sit there at the table smiling. So dragons, huh?
Yeah, they exist. Weird.
Yeah.
There's a kid at the table.
Yeah.
What did I miss on that bender?
Nothing.
Oh,
Thane has a kid now.
I'm going to bring over Ragier a plate of food.
thanks.
remember,
Yeah,
He's
we
a vampire.
found him in the
And he's
The
my
depths.
sister.
caverns.
Why do y'all let me drink so much?
You
I
know,
mean, you're just kind of into it, and so we just didn't want to disturb that.
It's not whether or not we let you, it's whether or not we can stop you.
We
He
haven't talked about
looks-
the parenting dynamics yet.
He
Fair
looks
point.
at Tide and goes, "Are you like a beer vampire?"
That is
You should
exactly
be.
what she said.
Absolutely.
exactly what she is. Alright, so we're all in agreement to tell them about the Chaos Dragon
Yeah.
Scatter Buddy in the morning.
Get her, buddy.
R.I.P. friend.
And Ragier looks at Thane, and he goes, "So, you guys are gonna go away for a little while?"
For a little bit, yes. It won't be that long.
How long?
I'm gonna look at Coraline and all them.
Oh, I assumed that they were
Oh.
doing their own thing at this point.
They went to bed so we could talk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was sad squatch.
We'll talk about that when we talk to them to see how long it will take, because it takes about a couple hours to get to the city, then it takes that back. It's gonna be a whole process. We'll figure it out, kid.
Okay. Sounds good.
And don't worry, I'm gonna look around and be like, you got some interesting folks around here you can talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Have you met the Sasquatch yet?
Sad Squatch.
No, I've been
He's
in the
the best.
basement.
He's really friendly. His name is
Come on.
George.
We're gonna go meet George.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna walk out with Ragier and I'm gonna go meet George with Ragier.
Sounds
George
good.
and Benjamin and the married couple.
Yup. And their kid too. I forgot that
Who's-
kid.
No.
Like 2.
Yup.
I'm here for that. Yeah, and it's great. They get on really well. And especially Mist. Like she takes to Razier like immediately, promising all these baked goods and all that stuff. And Razier's like awkwardly, like trying to like explain. Like you watch him like trying to like get a word in to like describe like no, I can't eat that, no, that doesn't taste good, and like she's just like okay, then we'll like she'll just immediately, oh okay, right, okay, so we'll do that, nope, oh that doesn't work, we'll just do that instead. Like it's just like immediate like backtracking over it, so you get the sense that Razier will be taken care of while you guys are gone. So what's the sort of like, do you plan on doing the not the Concord and Havoc, because you could kind of potentially get that tied in with the Taylors. But there's the Taylors, there's God Talar, and then there's the not the heist, but the gala. So I'm not sure what the party was thinking in terms of prioritizing.
I figure if we go into town to the Taylors, we could also, while we're in town, stake out God Talar's.
But we're not gonna do the heist right away, right?
No.
Okay. I was like, we plan on doing the heist like right out the gate.
Sounds good. So the next morning, you all wake up and just fast tracking a little bit. What you get out of telling about Scatterbuddy is you do get trust from the Broken Oats. Coralad takes it super seriously. It has both Weatherby and Reason taking copious amounts of notes and kind of like sitting down. Like they spend like almost 2 to 3 hours getting individual accounts as deeply as you are willing to give information and as best as you could remember. And is there anything else the party would want from them before they head out through one of the doors?
Right. It's before they leave. Like, since it's morning and it's like daylight and stuff like that, Dad will tap Reason on the shoulder and his iridescent wings just unfurl.
I love it.
Yeah.
Reason will ruffle your hair, kind of like in a fatherly way. And when you bat his hands away, his wings are open. And
I'll look on you.
Thank you. And it suits you, your wings.
Thank you.
And yours is Featherfall, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he'll go, you want to be able to use them real quick?
Sure. I haven't had the chance to.
And
very often.
He pulls out his spell book, and it disappears from his hands, and appears in a different form next to you, and it's a golden, sort of semi-translucent figure of a young girl, with little devil horns and a devil tail, and she reaches out and offers you a high five. And as you high five her, fly is cast upon you.
Awesome.
And he'll go up there, kiddo.
He zooms up into the air.
And then
there's a couple loop-de-loops.
During one of the loop-de-loops, without any warning, Reason drops concentration. And you describe it.
So first he screams.
And Reason does let out a hearty laugh at that.
And then he starts, like, as he's like pummeling to the ground, there's just like this whoosh of basically like sparkly light, and then the wings unfurl and gently lower him to the ground.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Cat.
Kitty.
Cat
Cat
appears.
approves.
My baby.
And Reason will nudge you with his elbow and go, "Till next time, kiddo."
So yeah.
They'll head out.
Would I technically be part of the family since I do actually have wings? They're not really like.
I don't think it's the same. It's not the same dragon.
Okay.
So
I'm just making sure, because, like, otherwise, I'm technically. Okay, I'm not lying,
Yeah,
but I'm not telling the truth.
and
So I'm just.
we don't want any accidental Sweet Home Alabamas here. So
Exactly.
Christ.
So we all.
The wings you mean your family, Avery. Oh, thank God I don't have any.
All right. So I imagine you head into town.
Yeah.
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 All right. So you make your way to the tailor shop.
We need to get a carriage and some horses, so we don't have to walk.
I thought you did.
No, we had a carriage in
return it.
Athleon.
Right.
We don't
We
have
need-
horses. We had Druid friend. So we need horses now.
When Dad is
Who
able to
has
wild shape,
money?
he's not going to be doing that.
Who has money?
For a horse?
Yeah, how much is a horse?
75 gold, give or take, I think. No, not for a carriage horse. A carriage horse should be a lot cheaper than a war horse.
Yeah.
I have some
Be a
funds.
riding
War
horse. Oh, whoops. Cost.
Pam provides.
Oh no, that's still
something.
75 gold. But a pony is 30 gold.
The pony can't
a
pull a
pony.
carriage.
A pony cannot pull a carriage.
Pony could probably pull me and Archimedes.
In like a little chariot. That would be great.
That would be a perfect.
Tempting. I guess I can buy a horse.
We could buy a horse. Do we have a carriage though? Do we have like a
You do
We
have
do.
a carriage.
We have a wagon.
Yeah.
How are we gonna get the wagon to the city without a horse?
We're not. We're gonna go into the city, get a horse,
We'll take
bring
turns
the horse
holding it
back,
ourselves.
and then the next time we go in, we'll have the wagon and horse.
Okay, fair. We need
Why do
two
you,
horses.
but why do you
probably.
need a wagon? Like,
I don't
you
know.
could walk.
Oh, it's
We
just
can walk.
easier. I just thought it's easier.
Yeah, save her feet.
Yeah.
It's a long walk.
Right, it's not that bad.
We are lazy.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Having a horse in a carriage? Come on. At our disposal if we need to travel across the continent.
I just also need that money for like the daggers I was making.
Never
I'll
mind.
cover
I
it.
can
Never
pay
mind.
for it. I have.
I also
Never
have a lot
mind.
that I can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
everybody has
between
money. Not me.
myself,
Not me.
Flex, and Hyde, we can cover it.
Yeah.
How much was it again?
75 gold.
Per horse.
So it's 25 each.
I
How
would
many
say
horses
when-
do we want?
I mean, let me look at the strength of a war.
If you get a draft horse, it's only 50.
1 second. Can move now. Pulling a carriage, a cart. Let's see. You would just need one. 16 times 30. I don't know. 16 times 15 times 5. It could pull up to 1,200 pounds, which I'll say, like, that would be the weight of the party plus the wagon. So long as you're not trying to get equipment as well. Go ahead.
Andrew's right. A draft horse only costs 50 gold.
What's their
And
strength?
And it can
It's
carry
a-
more.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Because it's the horse's bred for pulling the things instead of a riding horse.
There we
It's a
go.
little
I
slower.
love how we're
but
talking about this. I was more joking, but okay, let's go for it.
You brought it up. We're getting horses now. Don't bring up something if you don't mean it with this group.
That's very
Yeah.
true.
And I
We literally
loathe.
Yeah.
have how many pets? Wait, we have owl bears.
You do
Uh-huh.
have owl
Yeah.
bears.
They're a
They're
little
not
bit more
here to serve you.
conspicuous, though. Plus, I don't see
Thing-
Archimedes.
Do you trust the owlbears to pull a cart? Do you
Thane?
trust the owlbears, Thane?
You in particular, Thane. Unless you
That
take like a
was-
stick
that
with like a
was me
little
talking.
spice pack at the end.
That was me talking. That was Thane talking. I
Have the
realized
spice
now
bag
what I
on the end
said.
of the stick.
And they are not here to serve you.
Yes, they're here to serve you, Archimedes.
I am curious, what does Archimedes, what does he direct the owlbears to do during, imagine it like a 1 or 2 day stint in the city?
He has them on like patrol and snacks.
Nice.
Gonna do like loops around the town and feed as they find.
I'm here for it. But yeah, one draft horse will be enough, and as much as I loathe to ask the fucking question, what do you name it?
What does it
Horse.
look like?
I'm gonna roll a D100 to see how
Pattern of horse is it?
76. So I'm gonna say it's a fairly common color, but it's very like it's a beautiful horse, like kind of like with a good shine. So I'm thinking like a sort of like a gray, but it's almost like a blue gray, with a powder white mane.
Oh,
That is very pretty.
Starlight.
Shiny.
Yeah.
Get her buddy too.
No.
Electric Boogaloo.
Harry Trotter.
I hate y'all.
Boo.
We could
David
I
has
call
to
like
it
host.
horse.
Starlight.
What
Starlight.
are we doing?
We're naming a
Edgar Allan
horse.
Poe.
Horse.
A horse?
It's dove gray with a powder white mane.
Horsey.
Gina
Thank
Hay.
you, Robert.
Horsey McFort.
Albert.
Face.
I said we could call it horse.
Oh, dog.
What if we called it bird?
Earth the
Its
horse.
name is Greg.
No, I think it should be called bird. Because it
Name
is
is
Colt
bird,
Kardashian.
yet horse.
Bird horse.
I didn't get to hear what Andrew said.
Yeah, did I?
Colt Kardashian.
Colt Kardashian.
God.
Oh god.
Liam Neeson.
It's my favorite.
Might as well be Ford Mustang at this point.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
God.
Oh.
I feel like that one's a little bit too on the nose.
Oh, I know. That's why I said it.
Liam Neeson.
Mason.
He has
That
a very
one-
particular
that
set
one.
of skills.
That one was. That one was.
Yep.
Liam Neeson.
So you take Liam Neeson back to the free city.
I have to turn my mic off because I'm almost crying.
So while we're there, we're gonna get Liam Neeson, but we gotta go to the tailor shop.
Yep.
Fuck.
You do. And you make your way to the Radzot Han tailor shop. It is. What's everyone's passive perceptions?
15.
11.
17.
16.
Those with 15 or higher would notice that there are 2 guards stationed out front, but it seems more of a like greeters more than guards. But they're built like guards, but they're not dressed like guards. They're
Oh, they're private. Okay,
exactly.
got it.
And they're specifically dressed in a way to deter thieves, but not to make the clientele feel uncomfortable. Um,
Bouncers, in a sense.
yeah. Um, the entire building is made from um, most of the city is, I don't want to say like super urban in the sense that it's, like cobblestone and drab, but most of it seems to be made out of just like common materials. This one is actually made from a different sets of stone, um, to have like subtle mosaics, but only on like the bottom half of the building, so you only notice it once you approach. Um, as opposed to like it's not meant to be gaudy or like very lavish, but subtle enough where it's classy. And you look at the door, and there's like gold leafing on the frame with these sorts of not sigils, but just these patterns that you haven't seen anything quite like this aesthetic in the Free City before. So it has a very different but formal feel. And even though it's definitely somewhere that like only the upper class can afford, it's not so much that like commoners are unwelcome here. They probably don't give window shoppers the time of day, but they also would. You get the sense that they would treat anyone coming in on equal footing, and if you're just gonna, mess around, then they're like, "All right, time for you to get out." So that's the vibe that you get from this particular store.
Well, I don't have any money, so I should not go in.
What do we want to say to them to get them to tell us when the Kenku are coming?
Hey, when are the Kenku coming?
You know,
So
It's
that
blunt
feels
and I
like that
like
might
it.
work on the surface, but I do think we might need just a hair more subtlety. I appreciate the effort, though.
What time do the birds fly in?
I feel like
What if
that
another
would get
bird?
us the answer of, well, right now because we have a bird.
I mean, you could
Yeah, but I
ask them
said
to give them
birds.
money.
With the nest, multiple.
Oh, wait, can I say something? I'm gonna ask Razier if he wants anything from the Free City while I'm gone.
Um, he wants like essentially like those like little books at museums that show like what's in the museum for those that can't go to there. Like he wants one of those from one of the museums.
Okay. I have to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, bear
Well,
in mind going into this situation party that um, you assume that this is some sort of spy, like we're like the Kenkus are some sort of spy, and so there's some level of secrecy going on. So you're going to have to do something that would gain their trust, or do something that will trick them into giving that information. There's other things that you can do, but like those are like the two most obvious things that I can think of. Um, it's not like they're just gonna say, "All right, yeah, here are these Kenkus."
I mean, we can always just sit around and watch.
Yeah.
we could be here for days then.
If not weeks.
We could go in and ask, mm, no, never mind. That won't work.
We get them drunk.
We are
Okay.
not getting drunk with random people. Tied.
It's never stopped us before.
I know.
What if we make like a comment on like how we saw uh one of them wears, well, we don't know what they wear, do we?
No,
Hmm.
Let's go in.
Who's good at persuading people?
I am, but I can't think of anything to say.
Well,
So,
I'm good at
give them
lying.
money.
uh,
Let's see.
I mean, we can try straight up bribing them, but that could backfire really badly.
And not
What if you
just
just want
and also
conversation?
thinking about bribing, you probably would have to bribe with something other than gold. Looking at the sort of wealth.
Information.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have enough
They
money to
would
make
want
them care.
information. What information do we have that most of the people do not?
Identities of the people in the Broken Oaths, but we're not doing that.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, that's a big yikes. But just thinking of immediate
You
things.
have one of
Information. God. Spies, chaos dragons, dragons in general.
Secret network of tunnels.
Yeah, that's true. That would be a. Are we talking about the secret network of tunnels underneath your own tavern, which would be a
Yeah, I
security
think so.
risk for you.
yeah.
If these people end
Well,
up not being like trustworthy.
what if we just go in and have a conversation first-handed,
What if
and then? Oh. What are you thinking?
we just tell them we'd like to meet these people on behalf of another group and find a way to drop the Broken Oaths? They're working on the same side as far as reason thinks.
But here's the
But they
thing.
would not. You would know that the Broken Oats do not want their names dropped.
No.
No, not their names, just like the organization, not like the
In
people.
general, the main populace of the city of the free city don't like them because they just show up and murder people.
Yeah.
They're not populace of the Free City. They're Empire people working against the Empire within the Free City. It's a difference.
I have
But
a question.
People don't know that.
Yeah.
So, these guys are tailors, right?
Correct.
Why don't we go get them some rare materials?
That is an option.
We have ways to get out of the city and out of the area. So we could go get we could go through not the tunnels, the doors, and possibly go kill and skin something that is rare here but not rare out there, and be like, if you give us the information, we will give you this hide of whatever.
Archimedes, roll me an intelligence check, please.
Okie dokie.
Could I also do that? I have an intelligence of 18.
It's more for Archimedes' background.
Okay.
Than
11. 11.
What if we go to the wildlands? That's where our boat is.
Yeah, no, that's kind of where I was going with that.
Oh, sorry.
Archimedes, like you, knowing that there's a door to the Feywild, do you think that one would be kind of like the closest to the rare stuff, because that is that is the farthest place to get to from here, and having access to that easily would probably be the most likely place where you could fulfill those promises. but you don't know how yet. You just have a feeling that that's the place. Do you share that with the party?
Yeah, I guess.
Robbie, you can make that intelligence check now.
16.
You know that there's a lot of like illusory based magic cloaks. Things like shift weave, glamour weave, cloaks of billowing. Those are all things that require not very rare components, but expensive components from the
about
Feywilds.
The cloak of displacement.
This doesn't seem like that's more of an adventurer's thing.
Okay.
And they don't really tailor to adventurers. They're the more social based tailors.
Gotcha. Okay, so
but a cloak of displacement is absolutely something that you could try and hook Concord and Havoc up with. And displacer beast pelts would definitely be found in the wildlands.
Okay.
If we find a displacer beast, it's coming home with us. Those are my favorite D&D monsters. We're getting another pet if we find a displacer beast. I'm sorry.
yeah.
That's gonna be
Thane
impressive.
will find a way.
So you can try and strike a deal with them. We can also, since we're here, it's Taylor shop and we're going to the gala anyway, we can get fed for some things.
Yeah, we can purchase some clothes.
Yeah, keep an
We
ear
can
out.
also, on top of potentially bringing them rare things that have to be hunted, we do have access to the edge of the Empire and could bring them things from other countries if they wanted without, taxes.
Yeah.
That is a lot smarter than I could have thought of. Wow.
Wouldn't have to cross any borders, technically.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, we are not committing tax fraud.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, 100%. Like, that's the thing. There are definitely, like, kind of loopholes with teleportation magic. But the thing is, most people, like, don't have access to teleportation magic, that to pay someone else to teleport is typically not worth the gold that they would evade during, if they just paid an import tax.
So we can go in, potentially commission clothes, since I know Dad really wants a really fancy outfit for the gala.
Mm-hmm.
We can commission an outfit, probably a jacket for Avery or something like that for it. Bring up that we heard about a group that met here a lot that we would like to meet, and offer them services in exchange for that connection. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah.
I need to get a new suit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, solid. So give me 1 second. I have to go into NPC pictures. So let me upload desktop, D&D stuff, NPCs. So, and let me pop back here. Cool. All right. So you walk into the shop, and there is a soft jingle of a bell, and behind the counter is a young man, probably looking to be in his like mid-20s, and he is currently embroidering the like a corner of a cloak, and just like looking at the how thin the thread is and how large the cloak is, you could tell that this guy's been at it for like days, if not weeks, for the very intricate design. And looking at it like from afar, it looks cool, but it's one of those things that become cooler the closer you look at it, as opposed to like, when you look at the fine details and you're like, oh, I'm a little too close. It only looks good from afar. This is it's like the aging like fine wine, but the getting closer to it. And he carefully puts it down and folds it up neatly on a stool next to him, and he stands up and gives a polite bow, like kind of bending like half, like not at the waist, but like shoulders forward. And then he looks over at all of you and he'll go, "New faces. What can I do for you all?"
Avery does bow back, but like the way a lord would to someone below him kind of way.
Shit!
He's literally a lord.
Oh my god!
He's pulling in the noble background. He is switching personas.
Holy shit. Okay,
Wow.
I'm going bodyguard
He's
mode.
being
Got it.
respectful, but he's establishing that he is someone of note.
You're gonna just start piss marking on his place to assert your dominance? Like,
no, that's not what I said.
Piss marking.
That is on like has his arm hooked and he's like on his arm like look at me, I'm the like trophy wife type of thing to go along with it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I missed everything that you said because I was so caught up in the bow. Did you say anything?
Not yet. I forgot what I wanted to say now. Shit.
Well, I know what Thane is gonna do. Thane's gonna look like he is security for this noble. He's going to walk around the store, check the store, make sure there's nothing.
Robert is also assuming that kind of he's security, so he's kind of, while Thane is looking around the store to like make sure that there's nothing shady, he's standing with his hands kind of clasped in front, right next to the door, just in case someone tries to come in while his lordship is purchasing.
I didn't mean it like that.
No, I know. I'm just messing with the cats.
We know.
Lax is also trying to fit into the whole bodyguard posse, but he is a quite bit shorter, but he's doing his best.
Avery, are you wearing anything that would indicate who your family is or where they're from?
He's wearing his signet ring, and that's about it. He doesn't really have a crest or something. I don't think he might. Would he have it like on his clothes? Probably.
He probably
has
as a
a
noble
coat
though.
Yeah. He's wearing like his nicer noble clothes. He probably has his signet ring on. He's not wearing a crest because that's more of something someone who works for the family would do, not an actual member.
Okay. And so he looks at the ring, and definitely like takes note of it. You can tell, like he probably has a very extensive knowledge of nobles in the area, but you're a little too far from the border for him to know your family. But he looks at the ring. Cardamanga, I could tell by the style of the insignia.
Yes, I am Avery DeWitt. It's a pleasure to meet you.
A pleasure to meet you as well. I am Arjuna Radzathan, and we have a fantastic set of clothes you can choose from. We primarily deal with a dye that is quite unlike any other. It is a well-guarded family secret that has been in our family for generations, and I have perfected it. As for our silks, they are of quite a high thread count and are very comfortable while also durable. And our embroidery work, we have both custom options available as well as tried and true patterns that people tend to enjoy. What occasion are you here for?
We're going to be attending a gala soon.
Very well. Is there a theme to the gala?
I don't think we were told that they do a gala. I don't think they know.
Murder.
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 Not particularly. It's a bit more of a laid back occasion than that, but and he pats Dad's hand. He was very enthused about getting something new for the event.
Of course.
And this place was recommended, so we wanted to stop by.
What time of the day is the gala?
Early evening.
Very well. And is
No
there
idea.
going to be a
He's just-
costume change mid-gala, or are we looking for sort of all-in-one outfit?
Looks
All-
at Dad.
All in one.
Sorry,
This
Kip.
man is going. This man is going.
What?
Okay, the name at first threw me for a loop. Like, literally, I was just sitting back. I heard the name, and I was like, wait. I'm still stuck on the name. I can't get over everything that this man is saying.
Just too
Fancy.
fancy for you?
Yes.
Bit fancy.
Dad will actually change his mind. He'll go for the costume change halfway through because he's extra. So
Oh my god.
I was
Yeah.
hoping someone would.
That's
Yep.
what I thought.
And
Yeah.
so Arjuna will come around from behind the desk and get some tea and start pouring it for Dad first, and then Avery second. And then he looks over at the rest of the party and he'll go, "Are any of you in need of tea?"
Yes.
And he will pour one for Flax and pass the teacups over to each of you. And he will take Dad over to what's more of a sort of like it's like the reverse of a wedding, where like the start of the evening is the light and the sort of casual side, and the end of the evening is the fancier dress. So he takes you to the start of the evening stuff. And a lot of it is sort of like like those like what the pirate TikTokers wear, of like the very poofy bottom silk shirts. It's like that. And there's like a big variety going from just very plain, but you could tell by the material that it's just like I don't think that, like, Dad is a fashionista, but like you've never felt something just so smooth. But then it goes all the way to like intricate things where there's like beading on the and like there's also like it's kind of like crisscross, and so like you could see like a little bit of the chest and the collarbone. And then there's crisscross without the beading, with the beading. There's multiple colors go, and he knows his shit, so he'll since it's early evening, he shows a lot of like light, not like light, medium blues, a couple of like mint greens. There's a few purples in there, so it's kind of meant to like mimic the twilight colors a little bit. So he's focusing on those, and there's some of them that have like white accents, but nothing he's showing you has like pale colors, because he sees it like unfit for that time of day. Maybe if you were doing like a morning or afternoon event, he would show you those. And then there's also what was I gonna say? He does show you some other ones that like with a tighter shirt, but with meant to be worn with like a cape or something like over it, where you're doing layering. Because like those poofy shirts are typically just the shirt and the trousers. So he is already like kind of just thumbing through the different racks, getting Dad's opinion on what he's looking for.
Dad is going to go automatically for a very like flowy cape, with like the poofy sleeves and like the vest. It's like trimmed close to him.
Yeah.
Light embroidery. So like not like overpowering, but like very delicate and tasteful, and just delicate is the right word for it.
Sounds good. And he will, once you pick out your your first outfit, you would get to the second one. And he'll do that. I'm not going to explain that in detail, but I just wanted you to hear it once and know what sort of clothes you're getting yourselves into.
Yeah.
And Dad, with your passive perception, the average set of nobles' clothes would be 15 gold a piece, but these are 75 gold a piece.
Wow.
As you're
Holy shit.
and there are colors here that you have never seen before. And I imagine that Dad picks one of those because it's one of a these are all really one of a kind, and he actually expresses as much to you. And you notice even if you think that two shirts are exactly alike, but then you realize one has a different sort of stitching that makes it a little bit different. So there's just subtle enough where there's and he offers to do customization, all that sort of stuff. What is the rest of the party doing while this is happening between Dad and Avery?
I'm still just looking around the store, making sure it's all okay.
Give me voice crack. Give me an investigation check, please.
No.
May I also do an investigation check for symbols that don't belong in a tailor shop, if you know what I mean?
Can I
Sure.
give Robbie advantage instead of? Never mind.
Sure.
I rolled a 6.
Oh no! Why don't you just give him advantage? It's okay.
Okay, I give
perception
Robbie
check,
advantage.
the only thing that Thane would get with a perception check is just kind of more information about how fancy they are, and all the different luxuries that they have here. I think at most, the only new information you would pick up with the passive perception, I'll just kind of give you, is that there is what seems to be a religious symbol there, of what you don't know, and so they seem to be worshippers of something, or how devout you're not sure. And then the other thing that you would notice is I'm just trying to think of how I can give this information without giving it away, but you notice that the space that Arjuna works, there's a lot of wear marks on the carpet, suggesting that things get moved around a lot. So that's what you would get with that perception check. Robbie, what was that investigation check with advantage?
Investigation check with advantage would be pretty good. 25.
Nice. So there's nothing there that necessarily is doesn't quote unquote doesn't belong in a tailor shop, but what you do notice, which makes you believe that this is slightly more than a tailor shop, or rather they take this a little bit more seriously than a tailor shop should, is you notice a wide array of sort of security measures. You notice a couple of glyphs above the door. You nudge a corner of one of the rugs over, and you notice another glyph there. So it's and what's your Arcana modifier?
+7.
With your passive Arcana, you can tell that it's mostly abjuration and divination magic.
Okay.
So nothing that seems like it's gonna be like a fireball, if you open the door, and
more just an alarm kind of spell.
Alarm spells, you something similar to a glyph of warding, but you notice that the glyphs are abjuration and divination rather than the one that the explodey runes one.
Okay.
So things of that nature, which makes you believe that maybe they're not hiding stuff here, but perhaps there might be meetings that they don't want overheard here.
Okay.
And putting that together, you would get a sense that the reason why the birds come and go is they probably come in, exchange information briefly, and then leave.
Okay.
So they might be the middleman between other things.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, you don't know whether or not it's the tailors who are gathering information and giving them to the Kenkus, or the Kenkus gathering the information and giving it to the tailors.
Okay. I will just gently nudge Thane and kind of motion towards the things that I see, trying to be subtle and kind of like,
Give me a stealth check, please.
Both
Robbie.
I'm a security man. I'm noticing things. 16.
You notice Arjuna's eyes flicker in your direction.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't like suspect you doing any like it's a security guard thing to do. So like he notices that you notice, but he doesn't find it suspicious, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Flax, what are you doing?
I think he's just walking around, also kind of looking around. I don't know. Flax is very much, this is not his kind of situation that he can handle. So we're just doing our best to act natural.
Mm-hmm. I feel like there would be like one tapestry rug that like Flax would be like, that would make a cool cape for me. It's not meant to be a cape, but that would be fun to wear.
Yeah.
And it's like a very sort of like it's like oranges and purples and browns and dark greens mixed together. So it's like an odd mixture of darks and lights that shouldn't work, but they somehow do work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Archimedes, what are you doing?
Wandering around, looking bored and disinterested.
Sounds good. Back to Dad and Ren. Not Ren, Dad. No, Jesus, Avery. I'll get there.
Dad and himself. Let's go.
Yeah. Dad and Avery.
So as Dad's like picking out the stuff that he wants, Avery is going to basically just for himself, he's not getting a full outfit, he just wants to commission an evening coat so that he matches whatever Dad picks. And then after it's all been picked out and everything, and the party's had their time to look around, he is going to just bring up that
I'm sorry, I keep changing glades.
It's alright.
Sorry.
That he and his friends heard about another group of people that come here often that they would like to get into contact with, if that's possible in any way.
And Arjuna looks around at the party. What is Tide doing in that moment that Arjuna like catches her doing? Not that it has to be anything wrong. It's just like where is she at in that moment?
Oh, she's just perusing through the evening ball gowns, checking if they have pockets she can store weapons in.
Looking at it, these ones do not have, they do have pockets, but not weapons pockets, but like you get the sense that you can ask for it. This isn't the sort of storefront where they would just actively have that available to, because then that would suggest that they're tailoring to a different audience than they're presenting. And Arjuna will look at Avery and go, well, I can forward the message along, but we cannot enforce whether or not they contact you back.
That would be appreciated. Is there any way that you could let us know when we could potentially meet them? We're not in town a lot, so it'd be easier if we could speak to them in passing.
Who are you looking to meet, and what are the pretenses of this meeting?
We don't have names. They're a group of Kenku, and we believe we might have
Trading
mutually beneficial
opportunities.
interests. Yes.
And who told you about this group? We do not have many Kenku clients that come by.
It was a friend of ours that values their privacy more than I'm willing to interrupt.
Well, Mr. DeWitt, you are giving me very little to go off of right now.
Excuse me, that's Lord DeWitt.
He would have said Lord, sorry. Like,
Okay.
I don't know how to word it, but he would bring up that they're willing to assist with, the things from other places to help make him friendly to the. I don't know how to put that, though. My brain's not.
No, I get what you're saying. And Arjuna, let me just see what he's got at his disposal right now.
Some high level magic bullshit.
No, he doesn't have
arrangement can be.
Oh, go ahead.
If this arrangement can be placed, we do have access to rare items, rare materials for clothing and such. Would be interested in potentially making a deal.
Well, I'd be happy to make such a deal for tailoring your clothes, making that custom outfit that Lord DeWitt asked for. I would be very agreeable to that. However, we do value the privacy and the safety of all of our clients. And that offer doesn't do anything to assuage my concerns about who you are and what your intent is with them.
Thane isn't gonna say anything. Thane wants to say something, but he's not.
Please, at any point in time, jump in.
Yeah. Hold on. Here's what Dad can do. He can use his psychic whispers to communicate with Thane and a couple others of the party, so that if they want to add any input or suggestions, they can just translate that to Dad without it being obvious.
Nice. Was it a D6 for how many hours?
Yeah. 2 hours.
Sounds good.
Let me bring it up.
We weren't specifically asked to hurt these Kenku, right? Was it these Kenku or was it? Okay. So then we can simply, Robert would simply tell, Dad to tell the guy that we don't have any issues with, his clients.
Like, we just want to meet them.
We literally just want to meet them, and there's no, threat to that. Genuinely, whole ass, there is no threat to these people.
We also have friends that want to be friends with them. It's like two middlemen meeting each other, basically. That's what it seems like.
We're looking to mediate a potential alliance.
Yeah.
We personally don't have much personal interest. We're more operating on behalf of a third party that is interested in meeting with them and, like I said, aligning with them.
Well, that is even more dangerous, my friend. If you do not know, If the people looking to meet with my client cannot speak for the intent themselves, how can I know that their intent is good? I could tell you that I'm a good tailor all that I want, and that our dyes cannot be compared. But it is not until I show you the quality of our clothes and the color of our dye that you truly trust me. So what can you do right now?
And I feel like sending non-violent middlemen already sends the message that we are not going to hurt them.
Mm.
Nor will our employers.
Does that relay that?
Possibly. What he's tempted to do is talk about how, like, the meeting is in the interest of the Free City and such. But I don't know if that's a good idea or not.
Yeah, because bear in mind, you're dealing with, spies upon double agents upon. So, like, you can, like, this is definitely something that, like, he can acknowledge that this is peaceful. However, the information that could come from this, if it gets into the wrong hands, can cause irreparable harm.
That's it.
So while this meeting may be something that, like, yeah, I could let you meet with them, but then if you go on and say exactly what this person looks like to the wrong wizard, now they're scryable. Something like that.
How could we show something that could convince him? What is there that we could show that could convince him?
I can do a really cool handstand. I don't know if that's gonna necessarily convince them, but I could do it. Maybe. Might pull something.
A couple of things that I could think of off the top of my head. They're a wanted poster from one of you showing that, like, you're dedicated to the Free City, and you could use that to kind of tell about the story that what happened in the Empire. You could like show off your wings and spin a tale about something like that. So he's kind of looking for something that shows investment into a cause for the city.
Thane is going to slowly walk up. His hand is going to come out in front of him. He is going to minor illusion a picture of Thane's wanted poster from the
Empire.
Yes.
This is in the interest of the Free City and the protection of its citizens and the protection of its freedom.
If you would like me to keep going, I can.
Yeah, I'll have one of those.
We do.
I'm going. It's like he's switching pages, but it's just shimmering, and it just goes to.
Technically, Robert and Flax don't.
Yes, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
we all have one of those.
Yeah.
No. We won't mention that we don't have one, and if he doesn't ask, then he doesn't ask.
Shut up. We all have one.
Hacks.
And when it gets to Archimedes, he looks to the owl. Even you.
Yep.
He is most dedicated of us all.
Most dedicated to what we can't say.
Very well. And he'll look at the party and he will go, they will be here in 4 days' time. Meet here at noon. Abandon all weapons and focuses upon entering.
Of course. Thank you.
The meeting will be 15 minutes at most, so do be swift. And if they trust you to meet you a second time, that is their prerogative. Now, to do deals with the commissioned outfits, if you were making deals already offering components, I get the sense that you do not have the goal to put it up front at the moment.
Oh, how much would
Oh.
it be for the 2 pieces for Dad and the Coke for me?
Well, his first outfit is 75 gold. The second one is 80 gold. Your matching evening outfit is an additional 80 gold. And Dad, just sounds good.
Yep.
And then my apologies. And you could tell that, like, you know, he wasn't like looking down on you by assuming that you weren't having gold. He was just kind of like, all right, this is what we're working with. Let's figure out the contract, more or less.
Apology accepted.
And
Okay, so that would be 235 total. Wonderful.
And essentially, what you could do is you could eventually, like probably in one quest, you know, earn that all back with the store trade in. So you're essentially like putting the gold down now, and then you could go off to the Fey Wilds and pop back in afterwards. But more or less, let me just look at what, because Shift Weave I believe is common. I need to see what crafting a common. Game rule, no, sources. Xanathar's crafting an item. And it's 50 gold for common, and then so and then that one. Yeah, so the thing that would work out best for you, in all honesty, is to lean into the shift weave and the components for that sort of stuff, rather than trying to get the tax-free stuff, because tax-free stuff is really only gonna like save him like 5 gold per thing, whereas you could get him easily 50 gold's worth of material from the Feywilds, and you would have to get just sort of like essence of Fey for that. So you can, the essence of Fey can either be blood, it can be their pretty much like you don't have to shave their head, but you have to effectively like cut off all their hair, so they're gonna have like a pixie cut, if you would.
Boo.
So, or their wings. So the least you know, harmful method would be to cut the hair off of a fey being. It could also be unicorn hair, you know, stuff like that, where they can weave it into the threads. So it essentially would be either blood for the dye, wings crushed into sort of the dye as well, or hair to be woven into the weave.
How about the hair?
Is it hair or blood? We're not taking something's wings.
No.
Sounds so mean.
And essentially, one pixie's like, so like a small pixie would get you half of the components that you need, so that'd be like 25 gold's worth. So a tiny creature gives you 25, small gives you 50, medium gives you 75, and large gives you 100.
All right.
We gotta go hunt some Fae. Okay.
That definitely won't leave us cursed.
Oh, we'll be fine.
So that's where you can go next time. While we figure out whether or not you want to do the Fae thing before or after, another thing, I have to use a bathroom. I think now is a good time for. I know it's kind of late in the session, but let's do like a quick 5-minute break and come back at 11:40.
Sure.
Okay.
Amazing. Amazing. I'm just catching up on the what I missed in the general chat. And not leveling up yet, but you're close to it. Not leveling up yet, but you're close to it. Not leveling up yet, but you're close to it. Just waiting for the rest of us to be back.
I'm back.
Cool. I have a bit of an above table question actually. With the Feywild, because I know that we're kind of racking up our side quests and what we're looking to do. Would the party rather? Because here's the thing, like, I feel like most of the money's gonna go towards buying everybody really fancy clothes. So I'm not sure if we wanted to spend time in the Feywilds, like in character, or if we wanted to do some rolls to see how much you were able to hunt down to exchange with Arjuna, so that like you could just have like an in-store credit for all the clothes that you're about to buy.
Oh,
Let's do that.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that we can't do a Feywild thing later. I just have a feeling that it's kind of low on the totem pole.
Yeah.
So if
I
we
was
want,
gonna say, I think, I don't know how much money Dad has, but I think it's only the two of them getting clothes here, and we can probably cover it as is.
Dad paid for both his outfits and Avery's,
well,
and
I thought
so
that,
he's.
I guess you could do some of the, what was I gonna say? The bodyguard shtick that Thane and Robbie have going on, but we still have Flax and Tide, and Flax has that fancy carpet-looking thing that they may or may not want to fashion into clothes for themselves. And then Tide, you were looking at evening gowns, which was 80 gold. And we could, like, you have 4 days anyway before the Kenku show up. So I figured y'all could rush out, do that real quick, and
come back.
Yeah. And if people wanted to do a survival check.
Never mind, I don't have that good a survival.
Yeah, neither do I.
To give someone else advantage.
I have a +4. Who has survival here? Anybody?
That's
I
also
can help
plus
Dad.
4.
But
Someone can roll with advantage.
You want to do it?
213, so.
Oh, not bad.
17.
Okay, so with the 17, you would be able to, in 2 days' time, find 350 gold's worth of hair to be able to get. And Archimedes, in that time, while you're there, you're able to find a feather from a coatl, which is, you would notice to be a rare component for a spell focus, but like you don't have a use for it yet. But like if you were to make a spell that was like based on flying or invisibility, this would be a good focus for it.
Nice.
350 gold in credit.
Mm-hmm.
Who all wanted to get clothes here? I know Tide wanted a gown, potentially.
I mean, if he could turn this rug into a nice little cape, that would be just dandy.
He would be willing to do that, and that because it's a rug that was like kind of made in his free time and not actual clothes. For the tailoring and the cost of the rug, it would just be 40 gold for that.
Amazing.
I would take a new jacket.
So a new jacket, just the jacket, would be 30 gold.
Okay. Can you take 30 gold off the thing? Because
Mm-hmm.
That leaves us with 45 gold left of the store credit, including Avery's and Dad's 2 outfits.
Ty, didn't you want something?
Hmm?
Did you
What?
want evening gown?
Oh yeah, I can pay with my own money though. I don't have to use store credit.
Oh, well, we have 45 gold of store credit whether you use it or not. So.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
if you wanted to get a dress tailored to have the pockets that you were looking for, it would be 70 gold for that.
Okay.
So that would be 45 out of your pocket
45. Okay.
if you wanted to pay.
I absolutely do. I need a place for my boomerang and whip.
Mm-hmm. Which is
That's
great.
fair.
And you notice, you notice that he's able to make it like you have like it's like a pocket of holding almost. It's extra dimensional that he makes that.
Yes.
So you would be able to fit up to 2 small weapons in each pocket. So you can't fit like a long sword, but you could get like a dagger and a boomerang. You could roll up your whip and pop it in. Um, so you've got that going for you. And you can choose what it looks like. Thane, you could choose what your jacket looks like, and it includes embroidery as well if you want that on there. And Flax, you get a very well tailored cape with that. What was I gonna say? That rug.
Okay.
Yep. And he actually kind of, it's not his style or fashion. Like he almost loads making it, but he has the extra fabric. So he makes you like a sort of like those little like hats with the ear flaps on it with some of the remaining fabric as well as like hobo gloves.
Oh, Flax is gonna look like a mess.
And Arjuna hates it, but he also he knows his customers. So but yeah, you come back and you get all of your stuff, and this time there's some extra people or one extra person there. um, 1 second, I am going to
During those 4 days,
Mhm.
I would have told Corlin that we have a meeting with the Kenku.
Sounds good. And you have a sending stone, so that is easy peasy. And he definitely is appreciative of it. Um, sorry, give me 1 second.
We'll give more information after.
Yeah. And then, so I'll add the names for Arjuna and Rima later. But the woman that you see there, Arjuna would introduce as his mother, Rima, who is a lot more standoffish than Arjuna is. Like she is very much businesswoman, and she is there to check check and make sure that everything is running smoothly and effectively, and then she goes back to doing her own thing. She's not incapable of customer service, but so long as Arjuna's there, that kind of gets delegated to him. But she does show up when she expects the Kenkus to arrive, and a group of these sort of ethereal-ish Kenkus appear dressed in like what can only be described as like variations of wizard and sorcerer style clothes, not a single bit of armor in sight. And they have a sort of like not 1,000 yard stare, but almost like they're experiencing like it's like watching TV in your own eye in your own brain while also interacting with the physical world around you is the best way I could sort of describe what's going on. And Arjuna will introduce you all to them and them all to you. Um, and it is Whisper who speaks. And he goes, "Let me know if the whispering gets annoying. Who are your masters?"
It's annoying.
uh,
In a whispering.
That's fine.
Sorry. Instant like
that was
nails
so
on
quick.
chalkboard.
Yep. But he asks, "Who are your masters?"
I wouldn't know if I'd call them our masters. They're
Partners?
friends.
Buddies.
Yeah.
Different words.
We're on one.
All different relations.
Yeah, the
It's
relationships
complicated.
just they're kind of complicated.
I'm just gonna pipe up and say they're basically family.
For him.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me.
And what
And for
what is,
Dad.
and then like when you say that, he looks at you, Avery. And what are they to you? Meaning Thane and Dad. Like if they're family to these two, then what are these two to you?
Wait, why are they family to Dad?
The wings.
We
Oh, got it. Okay.
They're my friends.
And there's a moment and the head like uncannily whoosh, snaps right over to Archimedes. "I've seen your statue."
What?
Statue? You have a statue?
I mean, I'm pretty great, so
How
wouldn't
how
surprise
have
me.
you not shared this with us? I don't know, but I feel like he would have told us he had a statue.
It does feel like something Archimedes would say.
And he looks over at Dad when you say that, and he'll go, "Some things are kept close to the chest. With good reason."
Okay. Fair.
"Why do you seek us?"
I'm gonna look at Thane because he's the one who had this whole conversation with Reason.
wait. Oh God. Okay.
You're the Broken Oath emissary here, my dude.
I know. So we know you're not from this part of the city.
And when you say that, Murmur goes, "Is it because we are Kinkus?"
No.
No,
No.
it's because we were told that you're not from within the city.
But you have the same interests as us.
And Whisper,
Protecting the city.
"What are your interests?"
Protecting the city.
"How?"
I'm gonna look at the group from the Empire.
And when you say
in many
that,
different ways.
Gasp lets out a sound. Give me a medicine check, party.
Medicine. Oh man, I've been rolling like shit tonight.
21.
16.
We have an 18.
16.
Sounds good. For all of you that rolled between 15 and 20, it is a distinct sound of someone's dying breath. Archimedes, with your 21, you can tell that it is the sound that leaves someone's body when they are specifically stabbed in the middle of their back. Piercing the lung, like kind of piercing through into the lungs.
Holy shit.
I have no idea what that sound is. I rolled a 9.
Dad says that out loud too. Like, holy shit.
Yep.
Being a fellow bird, do I know how kenkus communicate?
Yeah. And you would sort of be able to intuit, like they are asking, are you willing to kill to protect? Or are you kind of, I don't like getting our hands bloody type of crew?
I'm going to outstretch my hand, and the wanted poster is going to appear again.
Archimedes, how do you respond to this?
He kind of looks over at Gas and goes,
Yes.
Yes? Yes to what?
What, you people don't understand kenku?
No, I don't.
Ugh.
I know, us amateurs.
Non-birds, am I right?
The worst.
When you say non-birds, am I right? Babel opens up their beak, and there's just kind of like a laughing track sound that comes out of their mouth.
He gets it.
Lord, I hate this.
They wanted to know if we are willing to kill to protect the city.
Oh, well,
Yes,
history
sir,
proof
we
shows
are.
that yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Wanted posters.
And so, yeah, they are able to confirm both between Archimedes' enthusiastic yes as well as the wanted posters. And Whisper nods their head and will make these clicking sounds that Gasp and Mew both stay back while the rest of the birds go with Rima and Arjuna to the back. And he will go to the door and kind of close the shutters over the windows, and turn like the back in 5 minutes sign on so that customers don't try and walk in. And he locks the door, and he will go, "We first must see if we can trust you. Give us several minutes. Sit." And there's plenty of comfy looking chairs that you could sit at. Do you all sit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. So, Gasp will pull out from their sort of like bag, like a little bowl about like this big. So it's not like a full on like soup bowl, but it's kind of like a half dish, half bowl sort of thing. And they put it down on the middle of the floor and they sit down crisscross applesauce at it. And they pull out a bunch of different vials and tinder, and they light a couple of herbs and put it into the bowl. Like they light it and let it burn for a little bit in the air, and they look at the smoke trails, and then they drop it down and they light the next one. And you notice that as they're doing this, their eyes are sort of glowing this sort of whitish blue color. It's not like their eyes are completely glazed over by this, but you could definitely tell the sort of arcane channeling that they're doing. And Whisper's watching between the two of you. It seems like they're just there to make sure that everything is safe, and it's Gasp doing the work. And towards the end of the ritual, they take Mew by the scruff and that's the hellish Tressum, the half crow, half cat. Um, and they take it by the scruff and hold it back, and you got the cat's eyes looking at you as they take the dagger and stab it into the middle back of the cat. And you hear that gasping sound that you heard earlier as the blood pours down into the what's it called, the ritual bowl, and the cat disappears in its hand into a puff of smoke, and its eyes glow bright at that. And then as the eyes return back to their normal crowish black color, they look down and pluck out of the bowl a little kitten that's half crow, half cat, and they pop it on their shoulder, and there's a sound as it's a half mew, half crow sound. And Gasp will look up at Whisper and go, safe. And Whisper will look back at you all. Mew has spoken. What do you wish to know?
What the fuck just happened?
That is like on like Avery, like this. Like, what the fuck just happened?
So the bird cat thing? The bird pulled a bird cat thing out of his handy dandy wherever. And the bird cat thing was like, yeah, these guys are chill. So we have been vibe checked by a cat.
Hooray.
How the fuck?
You have to stab it, though.
Yeah, it was just a weird form of divination.
Yeah, sometimes you stab things. It's not that weird. Don't you stab things?
I do, but not like that. He's judging.
Anyone proficient in Arcana can do an Arcana check on what happened here.
Yeah.
Solid.
God, no, I'm not proficient.
Dirty 20?
Sounds good. A win.
27.
Jesus Christ.
I rolled a 19.
Yeah. With the dirty 20, I mean, obviously divination, some sort of ritual.
Fuck yeah, it was.
Yeah. But it was not a full ritual. Like, that ritual spells tend to take at least, 10 minutes to cast, and this was maybe 3 to 5 minutes at most.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems to not follow any sort of school of casting that you're used to seeing. Avery, with a 27, you were able to get all that information. In addition, that certain magic casters are able to make pacts to get access to spells a bit quicker, but they're not able to be as potent as most other spellcasters. So you imagine that at least Gasp, if not all of them, but you do get the sense that all of them share this sort of divine, omniscient sort of vision, because all of them had that, that look to their eyes as they were experiencing not just this reality, but other realities. So some sort of pact-based magic that is also based in divination and rituals.
All right. Yeah, no, he stands by his explanation of sometimes people just have strange divination magic.
Which, you're not wrong.
I'm not wrong. What exactly did we want to know from them? I know we wanted to make contact to see if they had any information that could be useful to the Broken Oaths, but Reason didn't really give us what they wanted from these people.
They wanted a vibe check from the people, and potentially an ability to get if the vibe check went well, then Reason would want to be able to set up something with them.
Well, I think that the vibe check has gone well.
Do you consider
I
us
think the
safe?
vibes have been checked.
Uh,
I think them to be sufficient.
We were sent here on behalf of a group that is currently functioning to work against the Empire in the shadowy dark, taking out what they can where they can sort of ways, and they wanted to potentially set up a meeting with you. We are acting more as middlemen at the moment, although there is something else we could use your assistance with after we've discussed this.
They will nod. This group, do they care for nature, or do they only seek answers in cities?
I'm gonna look at Thane, cause I don't know.
Care for things like dragons, and the welfare of people.
I'm sorry, I just got a fucking crazy ass text. Can you repeat that one more time?
The Broken Oath, do they care for nature or only for the cities?
But when Dad says for dragons, that uncanny explain.
Oh, shit.
He visibly shivers.
Uh,
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. We're actually currently working with them to potentially approach some of the older dragons living within the Empire for information on a unrelated subject at the moment.
Right.
And something happened to us as a group recently, and we feel like an ancient dragon might have answers that we need for the occurrence.
And they blink several times, and each blink their eyes go from beady black to light blue, beady black, light blue, over and over. Your wings.
Yeah.
Yes, their wings.
We will meet.
Appreciate it.
Because it's past midnight, we can fast track and say that you're able to get enough information to cash in that Concord and Havoc quest.
Fuck yes.
So you can
Yes.
already divvy
Thank-
that up.
Look,
I
What
don't even
was it?
remember what the deal was for that.
I think it was credits. So
It was credits, yeah. It was, let's see here.
we get 40 credits at their shop.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How many
So
are there?
divided up against
It's a
7.
big one.
Oh lord. I think that's
So
5 credits
everyone
apiece.
gets 5 credits with
5 left over.
5 remainders. So we all have 5 credits, and then we have 5 that we can buy something for the party.
Mhm.
Or if someone, I guess, if a couple of people want something a little bit more expensive, I would be fine with you taking 1 or 2 of those credits to add to your 5 if you wanted something a bit bigger.
Wait, where could I see the credit things again? I forget.
The credits is, I think, in campaign notes. I think it's like 2 for common, 4 for uncommon, and 6
Rare
for
is
winged boots.
20?
Yeah.
Dang it! Okay, I need to save up my credits then.
Mm-hmm.
I plan on getting something fun.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm gonna close out stream now, because I think that this is a good stopping point. I imagine we'll do the gala, since you have and God Talar next week, since those are the 2 other things that you got going on. But yeah, that was fun. I'm gonna close out stream.